However, upon asking the partner what the advisor is actually doing, all he could tell me was, well, they're sending us reports. And I asked him, well, do you know how long it takes to provide those reports? To what extent do those reports actually add value in your decision-making process on both a plan sponsor and a participant level? Could you get those reports from pretty much anyone? Are they customized reports? I mean, just look at buying like a suit. Do you buy a suit off the rack? Or like you go to Nordstrom Rack maybe and you find some deeply discounted clothing. It just happens to be your size. Or do you want to buy a custom suit where they take your measurements and they put your initials on the inside of the sleeve? I mean, I have a lot of custom clothes, I know. And sometimes those aren't even that expensive, but there absolutely clearly should be a price difference depending on the level of customization that you have in any service. And what if somebody has debt, or maybe they want to take a loan from the plan? Or what if somebody has very high interest rate debt that should be paid off because it's 20% interest before you max out? Or maybe someone's saving for college for their kids, or they don't even have 6 months worth of savings. And maybe they need to establish a savings cushion so they don't have to take loans from the plan, which is not tax advantageous. That would be better to establish before maxing out of the plan. Sure, you want to get the full match first, but when you get paid based on a percentage of plan assets, your incentive is to always tell people, even if it's better to pay off your credit card debt first, to think first about maxing out your plan because it makes the advisor more money. Even though they are a fiduciary, if they're getting a percentage-based fee, then they are not in a very good position. They are in a conflicted position.
But for me, it really comes down to how much money am I paying for an advisor? And is the return on investment that I'm paying for, is it worth the services that I'm getting? And the prime example I give to people all the time is that if your advisor is really only helping you with investing, which is not complicated. We've talked about index funds multiple times on this episode. We talk about them all the time on the show. If that's all they're doing is managing a set of investments and not really doing anything else, that is not worth much money at all. It's worth a $20 book on Amazon about investing is about what it's worth. It's really not that challenging. And so if you are paying an AUM and that percentage is coming out of your investments so that someone can tell you just to basically invest in broadly diversified low-cost index funds, you are basically being fleeced no matter what the cost is, because it's just not worth that money. I think there's a ton of other values that individual advisors provide, whether that's being the hub and spokes to your estate attorney or your CPA or the whole host of things that they should be involved in as that central person in your financial life, helping you direct those things. And when it comes to the physician world, being very specific about student loans and how to deal with those, because there are specific nuances and needs that physicians have, or disability insurance, which is unique to us.